I know at some point the question's going to come in. Are you a Mason? And what does that mean?
Yes, I am. And Freemasonry is a system of knowledge, of understanding. It's based on the concepts of geometry. And there are certain parts of it that are written down and they can be said without saying anything. But there's other parts that are held to be not so much secret as to be sacred. You don't want to cast pearls before swine type thing. So you don't want to have what you know is beautiful and wonderful and great in life to be trampled underfoot, to be disgraced when you know it's not that way, to see people twist the truth. Now, Freemasonry gets a bad rap in this country, mostly from a conspiracy that did exist. It was in the Midwest. History Channel ran a series where they spoke of it and all like that. But if you go back to the foundings of this country, Freemasons were split along two lines. These were the ancients and the moderns. The ancients and the moderns both translated to the Western world through two Grand Lodges of England. The moderns were mostly based around London and were very much loyalist in the king and support the king and die for the crown and all that good shit. The ancients consisted of more of craftsmen, tradesmen, working class, middle class people, and intellectuals. They formed an early intellectual basis for most of what Freemasonry later became. All of the lessons of Freemasonry are based upon the Temple of Solomon. These things are common knowledge. One thing is also written down is at the initiation of an entered apprentice. One of the prayers that's used is, "Vouchsafe thine aid, Almighty Father of the universe, to this our present convention, and grant that this candidate for the mysteries of Masonry may dedicate and devote his life to thy service." Now, you could go through and you could nitpick anything you want to, but I think that something that calls a person into a higher service before mankind seems pretty just and noble to me. A lot of confusion comes because there's only 3 degrees of Masonry. There are higher, say, auxiliary memberships or organizations, such as the Scottish Rite and the Knights Templar. And the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine. Shrine started off as a dinner club. The Scottish Rite became like a university of Kabbalah under the organization of Albert Pike. The Knights Templar, the Poor Knights of Christ. So, all of these organizations were excommunicated. Let me see, who excommunicated them? Pope Clement V excommunicated Freemasons. I can see where a lot of the propaganda campaign against Freemasonry came from the Vatican. They're good at propaganda. Now, don't get me wrong, I've got friends that are Catholic. I love them dearly. My problem is not with them, and it's not with what's going on now as far as their church goes. These are things that happened in the past. They are part of history.
Okay,
and
so
they should be recognized as part of history, and they should be seen for the truth that is there.
So people that think that all Masons are involved in a conspiracy are wrong for a lot of different reasons, because it's really how people use the knowledge It's
Well,
why
it's
some
not
of the
just
things
only
have become.
that, but a lot of that gets confused with an organization that was founded in 1776 in Bavaria. It's called the Illuminati, and it was founded by Adam Weishaupt. Adam Weishaupt, I think he was educated by the Jesuits, but he hated the Catholic Church. Now, the Illuminati, or the enlightened ones, or the illuminated ones, Washington had an entry in his diary where he was worried about the spread of Illuminism through the new government, which means he's talking about the Illuminati. But Washington was a master mason of the ancients. Generally, the ancients are the ones that propelled the revolution. The moderns were the loyalists. You would have no Bill of Rights if it weren't for Freemasons, because George Washington refused to sign off on the Constitution unless they included at least a minimum enumeration of the rights that God has given us all. Now, if you argue with the rights you were given in the Bill of Rights, then you are arguing for your own slavery. Argue it with somebody else. I don't need it.
So what was it about the Bill of Rights that was special to the Masons? What was it in their belief system that brought out the Bill of Rights and brought it into the U.S. Constitution?
Basic principle of all of Freemasonry is that it be of each individual's own free will and accord. These words were even included in the oath that is taken by a foreign national on his oath of citizenship of becoming a U.S. citizen. Their own free will and accord. Where the Lord is, there proclaim liberty throughout the land. So, how can an organization that has a track record of being devoted to the freedom of man over several centuries then be included as an organization that is trying to enslave the mind of man, that consciousness of life called mankind? Seems like somebody's twisting the truth you've spoken. What is it? If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools. Propaganda. The truth is not subject to anything else. It stands on its own. Lies need to be propped up with more lies, which is compounded by more lies, which is compounded by more lies. That's why you know the truth sets you free. It breaks the lies away, breaks them off. You see them for what they are. Okay?
Okay, so are most of the Masons that people see in power, the presidents, the head of corporations, are those a part of a particular sect? Or are there some good Masons that are in positions of power, or have a lot of the Masons with good intent that don't desire to have world power? Are most of them not in the political scene, more or less living more quieter lives?
It is recognized that people become members of the Masonic Lodge or petition for membership. You do not join a lodge, you petition, and then your petition is voted on. It has to be unanimous. Now, you have people that come into the lodges just for political reasons, because they can advance and they see the uphill side, you might say, of wealth, I guess.
Some people come in from the get-go with an agenda.
With an agenda,
okay,
for their own self-seeking services, or whatever you want to call it. The person that truly is a master mason has dedicated his life to a search for truth. And he will search for truth wherever it takes him, wherever it may lead, physically and spiritually. And that is the true Mason. It's not a person that wants to rule over another. It's not a person that wants to have a bunch of slaves. It's not a person that wants to take control, run shows. You know, some of us are good at it, of being in positions of authority when we need to. Most of us have a high sense of ethical standards and morals. And again, like I say, there's those Masons in name only.
It would be safe to say there's many Masonic symbols that have been perverted.
You could pervert any symbol and make it seem like something it's not. You look at the migration of words over a period of years and where they originated and how they changed and everything else, how meanings were lost. I'll give you a good example on this too. And this is a biblical example. In the Greek, there's two words, metanoia. This means to change your mind. In a deeper sense, philosophically, it means to change the way you look at life. Now they brought it over to the New Testament and they translated it into English. They said it meant one word, and that's repent. So the truth is, people have been saying repent without understanding what they're talking about. It means to change the way you look at life. Change for the better. Change for the more positive. Change for the healing, the curing, the loving, the giving to life itself. That's a good bit of the truth I've found. I'm getting hoarse now. I need to go get me something to drink.